Sorry to keep you waiting, I had some important business.
No, you are just in time.
So what is it exactly you wanted to talk about?
Have you heard of a giant called Obsidian Vector?
Can't keep names of every single group that we come across, but I have heard of them. That private military company, biotech and engineering, am I right?
You almost nailed it. I will show you what I got on the feed. I had to make a case on this for myself. They are mostly a private company with shady works, but I don't have much evidence since they keep everything too clean. They were silently doing their work right under our noses multiple times. Took me a damn long time before I figured it out.
So much for a normal company. What operations have we encountered them in that they suddenly become a bigger threat than ION?
In Africa, during Operation Saurus, they were having a business partnership with the warlords until we showed up. Then they took all the gold, research, and left Bushman to fend for himself.
And where did Bushman get the tanks?
Since the war in Ukraine, numerous trains carrying outdated Soviet equipment have passed through Slovenia. Trains stop, people are bribed, and 1/3 of the equipment is written off as unusable but is missing. Thanks to the missile incident, they disagreed with the insurgents and we managed to put a stop to that.
If Obsidian Vector already has government contracts, why are they operating in regions the US has no interest in? Why make deals with warlords and such groups there?
I didn't have an answer until Operation Fishing Net. Obsidian Vector had sealed containers at the port, which explained their presence on the island. When the unit inspected them, it revealed boxes of medicine, injectors, stimulants, pills. Some of them with labels which showed increased strength and endurance, which would explain the resilience of the enemies they faced. I had reports of people getting multiple shots without body armor and still being able to stand like nothing happened.
Experimental compounds to fuel conflicts? This is bigger than just us. CENTCOM will need to be informed about this. Do you have anything else to share?
Well, yes. I made contact with a friend in Russia. He told me about an opportunity to get everything from Obsidian Vector's archives.
Then we should not miss this opportunity. I trust you with your contacts, so show me what you have.
Obsidian Vector has some of its roots in Russia. They settled in the Chernobyl region in the main city of Chernogorod, acting as a main base in the northern region. They transformed the city into a corporate hub despite there being a Russian strategic bomber base. My contact told me that they have a secret PMC base somewhere in the region, which is our primary target for the intel.
Parachute in, grab the intel, and get out. Sounds simple enough.
Unfortunately, it sounds simple only on paper. The Russian armed forces have declared a no-fly zone above this region, and any entry except for humanitarian planes will be considered hostile.
What? Why? I have not heard about this.
Because the US is always on the front page. The no-fly zone has been declared since December last year. Obsidian Vector was doing illegal testing on the local population using the farmland and livestock. People got ill, some went missing, and a few towns went completely silent. The Russian Federation finally started doing something and sent a delegation, but it all fell apart, though the exact cause remains unknown. Days later, GPS, satellite imagery, and power systems failed while radio communications were jammed, traced back to Obsidian Vector's facility. This was all happening while reports of survivors from local towns came out saying they were attacked by their friends and family that suffered some kind of illness. The Russian armed forces ordered an evacuation and set up a no-fly zone. They tried to contain and evacuate the region since December and have recently retreated from most of the region. The last Russian checkpoints under control are at Highway 3 southwest and the Chernogorsk port. The forest is mined and snipers and artillery observers watch the whole part of the border.
If the airspace is restricted, then how do you plan on getting the deltas in?
I can negotiate a passage through the airspace with the Russian Federation for a high-altitude, low-opening insertion on the condition that the deltas look for a missing general in the area. I will also send the Special Mechanized Assault Regiment with the Deltas in case the PMC base is well fortified.
How do you plan to insert them? We can't really parachute our heavy assets into Russian territory.
They will be using the good old Weasel 2s with the autocannon variants. We can mount cages on them for better protection. They are light and have sufficient firepower to deal with anything the PMCs have in the field.
Where is the drop zone?
Their drop point will be north of the military base. It will be a good place to start. Once they complete their objectives, they will have to head to one of the Russian-held areas. They will need to fire a green flare before they approach, so the Russian forces will know they are friendly. Otherwise, they will have to drop their weapons and pray they won't mistake them for PMCs.
This plan leaves little room for error. The Deltas will definitely have to execute this perfectly. Write a paper briefing to the operations room just in case there will need to be some adjustments. Get everything ready and call me once you have that clearance from your contact.
Yes, Colonel.